Hey, this is Troy Stavros with Doorbell Real Estate, and today I want to talk to you about these things. If you are in Knox County, you probably got one of those yellow letters that says Notice of Appraisal on it and informed you that your tax appraisal for your home went up significantly, and you might be freaking out about that, thinking, what? I'm going to have to pay so much more in property tax. Well, that's what I want to talk to you about today. And even if you're not in Knox County, if you are in Tennessee, eventually you are going to get one of these notices, and this will be informative for you as well. So let's talk about it. For those of you who may not be familiar with how our property taxes work here in Tennessee and are concerned that your property taxes are going up due to higher appraised value, here is an explanation. First and foremost, higher values during a reappraisal do not necessarily mean higher taxes. So higher values don't necessarily equal higher taxes, and we're going to talk about why. According to Tennessee state law, the amount of total tax revenue collected by a county via property tax must remain the same after reappraisal, even if the combined value of all property in the county increased following the reappraisal. So this means that when appraised values go up, like they have due to our little yellow notices, state law requires the county lower its tax rate so it cannot generate additional tax revenue simply due to reappraisal. However, while the county can't generate any more tax revenue due to this process, reappraisal can and does affect the total amount of tax owed by individual property owners. So, per the property assessor's office in Knox County, the average appraisal value rose 40%. So, across the board, Knox County, they're saying the average appraised value rose 40% on properties. So the tax rate will be decreased by 40% to conform with the state law. So just because all of our values went up 40%, the good news is the law says that the county needs to therefore lower the tax rate by 40% to even that out. So there's basically three scenarios and how this process could impact the dollar amount of taxes that are owed by an individual property owner. Okay, first, if your individual property value increased by exactly 40%, the total dollar amount of taxes you pay will be exactly the same, because if you increased 40% and they lower the tax rate 40%, you end up even, right? So the second is if your individual property value increased by less than 40%, then the total dollar amount of taxes you pay will be decreased. So if everyone else was at 40% on average and they brought the tax rate down 40%, but your value only increased 30%, then you're going to pay 10% less in taxes. On the other side of that, if your property increased by more than 40%, the total dollar amount of taxes that you pay will slightly increase. Also, it's important to note that the changes in the total dollar amount of taxes you pay as a result of reappraisal are generally marginal. So, for example, even if your individual property doubles, say it goes 100% in appraised value, your taxes will not double since the tax rate will still be adjusted down 40%. So that is the good news. Just because the total appraisals in the whole county went up 40%, good news is tax rate goes down 40% to accommodate that and keep them the same. So here is an additional video. This is a great video that was put out by the Tennessee Comptroller, kind of explaining this whole process. I hope this has been informative. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to reach out. Also, another thing that you can do when your taxes go up is you can go to the county and tell them, I don't think this is correct, if you can bring the right data to explain to them why you don't think your new assessment is valid or that it's giving the true value of your home. So if you need to have some comps pulled for your house, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to do that for you. Doesn't cost you anything, just happy to help. And then maybe give you some information as to whether it looks accurate or not. And if it doesn't, we can give you some data and ammunition to go to the county with to try and combat that new appraisal. All right, well, here's that video. I hope this is informative, and I look forward to helping in any way that I can. This is Troy Stavros with Doorbell Real Estate. My team is always here to help you, but watch this video just to kind of give you a quick summary on what we've talked about here.
Meet Steve. This is Steve's house, and this is Steve's property assessment notice. If you own property in Tennessee, it's the job of your county assessor to figure out how much it's worth. Depending on which county you're in, an updated value for your property is determined every 4, 5, or 6 years during a process called a reappraisal. And since property values generally go up over time, there's a good chance that your house, commercial property, or land will be appraised at a higher value. Steve's property has gone up in value, so what does this mean for his property taxes? Here's the good news. Higher values during a reappraisal do not necessarily mean higher taxes. Tennessee law requires the state work with your assessor and county mayor to adjust your property tax rate. So when appraisals go up, your tax rate goes down. It's known as the certified tax rate. The concept is simple. The new certified tax rate will generate the same amount of tax revenues for your city or county as the amount billed in the previous year. Let's say all of the properties in Steve's community increased in value by an average of 20%. Steve's house also increased 20%, but thanks to the certified tax rate, he should pay just about the same amount in property taxes he paid last year. The only way the certified tax rate can be exceeded is if Steve's county commission or city council decides to hold a public hearing and adopt a new, higher rate. When you receive a new property appraisal, it helps to understand how you're protected by the certified rate. But pay attention to your local government meetings to know if leaders are thinking about exceeding it. Remember, the assessor values your property. The county commission or city council determines how much you'll pay in taxes.